Hey guys, how's everyone doing tonight? Okay. All right. So I've got a couple of people down here. Now I can't really see because the light's dimmed, and I'm okay with that because I don't want to have to call you out for not saying hi. I mean, you got to say hi, right? Hi. All right. We got 2/3 of the room. Okay, you guys. Hi. All right. Thank you. My name's Ronnie Leftwich. So glad you're here at 19 Miles to Music Row. We've got a great lineup of artists tonight. A great lineup of artists tonight. And then we also have Dave. Okay, we've got some Dave fans. Okay.
You must be Dave, too. No.
Are there any Daves in the house? He didn't raise his hand.
The only Dave? Am I the only Dave?
He forgot his name.
Is it okay to plug in? Can we plug it in? Yeah?
Yep, go ahead and plug in.
Right.
Yep, go ahead and plug in.
I asked this time.
Thank you for asking.
Yeah,
all right.
last time.
So up in the sound booth, we have Larry. Give Larry a round of applause for being here tonight with us. We thank him for filling in for Mr. Bill Deaton. Sound people think that they get vacations. I don't understand. All right, pastors, sound guys, radio people, no one gets vacations, right? Okay. So speaking of radio, I'm the news director at WAKM 950. How many of y'all listen to me? All right, got a few people. Thank you. I'll pay you afterwards for that, but we appreciate that. This is a very special week.
Can you believe that?
Dave.
I forgot to put it on ignore.
That's
Sorry.
okay. A special week. Do y'all know what this week is? It has July 4th in it, yeah. So I think that there's fireworks this week. We couldn't get them scheduled tonight for you guys. They said it would be better in 2 days.
Well, okay, I can wait.
Yeah.
But we brought the fireworks tonight, didn't we, ladies?
All right. Okay, should I introduce our lovely songwriters? All right. So here we have Dave. Dave? Dave, where are you from, Dave?
I live in Hermitage presently.
Hermitage,
with
okay.
my wife, Patty, over there.
Hi, Patty. And you write songs, clearly.
I do, yeah.
Have you been doing that a while?
Long time.
Okay.
Yeah.
We won't talk about how many years. 3.
4 weeks.
And if I understand correctly, you also have been in radio, and you have a podcast. How many of y'all know what a podcast is? All right. Y'all are hip. All right.
Yeah. It's called the Songwriter Connection. It's everywhere you find podcasts, and we're approaching 1 million streams worldwide, and we just won the Elite Music Award for Podcast of the Year.
Wow.
Check it out if you would.
Yeah, that's great. Have you written a jingle for your podcast? Okay.
I haven't yet. Working on it.
That's after you get 1 million streams.
That's coming.
Give it up again for Dave.
Thank you, guys.
Lanahan.
So good to be here. Yeah.
Sitting next to Dave is the immaculate Crystal.
Crystal, yes.
Crystal doesn't have a last name.
Well, my artist name is Christoria.
Christoria, okay.
Yes.
See, I wrote down Crystal in a different way, and I'm like, that's Crystal? That makes more sense. Christoria.
Yeah.
So where did you get your artist name from?
So my first name's Crystal. My middle name's Victoria, and I decided to mash them together to make Christoria. To me, it means pure victory, which is what we have in Jesus.
All right.
Love it.
Okay. Now, where are you from?
I'm originally from Ohio and moved down here a year ago, and I live in Spring Hill with my 4 kids.
All right.
So, yep.
Woo! 4 kids.
Yep.
All right. Spring Hill, 4 kids. Babysitters out there, I see your hands. And how long have you been writing songs?
Since I was like about 13, and so that would be 20 years.
Hey, I was not going to ask. Ages are off limits. I'm 30.
Okay.
Again.
17.
Yeah, you are. So, what's some? I used to ask this question. What is a word that you love putting in a song? Your favorite word to put in a song?
I don't know.
I don't know. That's actually 3 words.
Mine is and.
And.
No, actually, it's charcuterie. Charcuterie.
Okay, charcuterie. Okay.
Oh, I know one.
Okay.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
All right.
Yeah.
Who wrote that?
All right.
Totally.
Awesome, I love it.
She wrote it.
I'm on
Ladies and gentlemen, Crystal. And down on the end, Miss E.J. Pope.
Yes.
Give her a round of applause. How are you, E.J.?
Good.
Now, I've seen you somewhere before.
You have?
Yeah. Didn't you enter and win first place at the Williamson County Fair songwriting competition?
Yeah, I did.
Wow. Man, that's great.
And now you're here.
Now I'm here.
So how long have you been writing, EJ?
Around a year.
Okay.
A little bit longer. It's around 20.
That was like 2 years.
2 years, yeah.
Somewhere in there. Okay. Have you written a lot of songs?
Yes, I have.
Great. So you have at least 3.
Yes.
Thank
Two and a
goodness.
half, two and a half.
Otherwise, this was going to be like a really
Yeah, like
rough...
one of them is just completely improv, but it should be fine.
I mean, you could always, do the same song, different tempos.
Yeah, it's just going to be the same song, just.
All right. So you are still in high school.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you want to be when you grow up?
A musician, maybe.
You're already a
Crazy,
musician.
right?
You're already a musician,
Oh, thank
EJ.
you.
All right. So, EJ Pope, ladies and gentlemen, Crystal, and Dave.
So good to see you.
You want to hear them sing some songs? All right. I like it. I like your enthusiasm. Dave, you want to kick it off?
I will if you like.
All right. Let's hear a good one now.
This one is out streaming from an artist named Gina Powell. In a little town just outside of Fargo, old timers sipping coffee at a Castleton cafe. And as the sun comes up in the heart of old Chicago, Lou Mitchell's baking donuts like he does most every day. Well, I sing my songs from town to town. One thing I have found, everyone is different, but we stand on solid ground. And this old country is my home, no matter where I go. From the big skies on the prairies to crowded city roads. And we got family ties, oh, an American pride. Even when we don't see eye to eye, but we can find a way across the great divide. And as I make my way past a lake in Minnesota, in the distance I can see those stripes and stars, and they wave the same as they do in Arizona. And I know I'm still proud of who we are. To my left and to my right, people try to live their lives, but we see each other with our eyes. But in our hearts where we unite, this old country's my home, no matter where I go. From the lakes and river valleys to the desert and the coast, and we got family ties, oh, an American pride. Even when we don't see eye to eye, we can find a way across this great divide. And this old country's my home, no matter where I go. busy streets and scenic byways to places no one knows. And we got family ties, oh, and American pride. Even when we don't see eye to eye, we can find our way across this great divide. Yeah, we'll find our way across the great divide. Thank you very much.
That was beautiful. So I hope you don't mind me sharing a little bit of a story behind this first song that I'm going to sing to you guys. But had you told me 2.5 years ago I would be singing in front of all of y'all, I would have said you were absolutely crazy. Because I was a small town girl living in Ohio, literally living in a village, the kind of place where you get excited to go to Walmart. And, you know, I was a stay-at-home mom with my 4 kids. I was in a very troubled marriage and dealing with a lot of anxiety and a lot of depression. And growing up, I would go out singing all the time. I'd sing at festivals. I'd do all these things, and then found myself in a relationship that would cause me to go through over a decade of trauma and abuse. And I finally decided I was going to yield back to music because it was the one thing that would bring me hope and bring me joy, because I had lost myself so much I didn't recognize the person that was staring in the mirror. And I met some amazing people over the last couple years through songwriting, through social media. Social media is such a blessing, and sometimes. And found myself a group of people that saw me in my rough, did not judge me, did not condemn me, but they saw me as a person who needed help and also wanted to encourage me to be a better songwriter, a better artist, and a better person. And so I found myself here in Tennessee a year ago with my 4 kids for a fresh start in life, and never imagined to be here. But I found myself in a studio with my friend Clint Campbell, and I told him, I'm like, I need to write a song about my story, because there are people out there right now that look like they have it all together, but deep within, behind their perfect image, they're dying inside. And so I wanted to bring hope, bring life, and help them realize that they can rise above the smoke behind the fog that lies within our mind when we allow the enemy to steal our joy. So this is Rise. You see me all alone, wondering where to go, broken and bruised from my past mistakes. I know it ain't my fault, I know I put up walls. Maybe it doesn't have to be this way, 'cause in your kingdom there's no place for shame. This will be the day that I will change. Won't you please just show me the escape? It's time to rise above the smoke. I've been down too long, awake my soul. It's time to rise above the smoke. I'm letting go, I'm letting go. God, come and set me free. Breathe your life into me. Be my reality and show me I am worthy. 'Cause in your kingdom there's no place for shame. Oh, this will be the day that I will change. Oh, won't you please just show me the escape? It's time to rise above the smoke. I've been down too long, awake my soul. It's time to rise above the smoke. I'm letting go, I'm letting go. I'm letting go of the fear and doubt that trapped me deep inside myself. I'm letting go of the bitterness, replacing all my innocence. I'm letting go of the plans I made, the image I tried to portray. I'm letting go, I'm letting go, I'm letting go. It's time to rise above the smoke. I've been down too long, awake my soul. It's time to rise above the smoke. I'm letting go, I'm letting go, I'm letting go.
Wow. Beautiful.
Hi guys, how's it going? So this first song is called Cigarette Smoke, and it is about a couple different relationships and friendships, and just kind of about how when you come out of a bad friendship or relationship, maybe when you're in it, you are just wondering why people are changing and why this person doesn't love me as much as they used to, or they're not as kind as they used to be, and it's kind of about figuring out that maybe it wasn't that the person changed, you just didn't know them in the first place. You were not this selfish when we first started. I think through all the pain your heart has hardened. You used to hold my face and say you loved me. Now you just drain me out like you drain whiskey. I care and I don't at the same time, that you're kissing lips that are not mine. If I were to say that it felt fine, it'd be a lie. I know I'll cry when you blow me away, like the smoke from a cigarette. I'll be okay, but my heart's really taking this bad. I can't say that you're something that I regret. I regret. I should have guessed there was more than you were letting through when we were in bed. She was on the other side of you. I've never said it, but we both know what's true is true. You were not a liar when we first met. You used to have a smile, but I forget sometimes. I would laugh when you would say I hate you, but now it isn't funny 'cause it's true. I'm holding to something that's long gone. No, I should let go, but it feels wrong, 'cause we've had this going for so long. But it's time, I'm gonna cry when you blow me away, like the smoke from a cigarette. I'll be okay, but my heart's really taking this bad. I can't say that you're something that I regret. I regret. I should have guessed there was more than you were letting through when we were in bed. She was on the other side of you. I've never said it, but we both know what's true is true. What did I do to deserve to be unhappy? What did I do to make you hate me? What were the words I said that made you love me less? I always tried my best, but I guess it wasn't enough. 'Cause you've blown me away like the smoke from a cigarette. I'll be okay, but my heart's really taking this bad. I can't say that you're something I don't regret. Don't regret. You drain me out like the water in the bathtub. I didn't shout, didn't try to take a breath, 'cause there'll always be someone better you can love.
how lucky am I to be up here with these two lovely ladies, Historia, EJ. It's a pleasure to play alongside. Denny, thanks for inviting me back. I was here years ago, BC, before COVID, right? I live in Hermitage, Tennessee, and we're getting that urban sprawl just like everywhere in Tennessee. It just keeps getting bigger all the time. And on my morning walk one morning last summer, right, probably around this time, I cut through like the only field that's left in Hermitage, and it backed up to this wooded area. And in front of the woods was this odd sign, and it said Absalom Gleaves Cemetery. And I'm like, where? It was all bent up and mud covered. It looked like it was pointed somewhere. And I had never heard that name before. I was raised a Catholic, so we didn't read the Bible a whole lot. And I was trying to remember as I'm walking, Absalom Gleaves, Absalom. And by the time I got home, I forgot. So next time I went by, I checked it out. And I'm going to definitely remember this time because I got my phone and I took a picture. And I went home and I Googled it. And the first thing that came up was Absalom in the Bible, right? It was kind of a bad guy. Tried to kill his dad, David, right? And I thought, who would name their son Absalom? I'm going to come back to that. But I found a family website that listed Absalom Gleaves Cemetery in Hermitage. And it said it was on the corner of Old Hickory and Central Pike. And I said, well, that's where I was. It was just a sign. And it said there were 4 graves there. And so every day, I'd walk by, And finally, as the leaves started falling in the fall, I saw this monument, just the peak of this monument peeking out amongst all the growth. I mean, we're talking honeysuckle up over my head in trees. And so I made my way back there, and I found this grave. And it said Absalom Gleaves, departed life in 1834. And I went, whoa, this is antebellum. And on the other side, his wife, Catherine. And she lived to 1866, so she lived through the Civil War. And then there were 2 other graves. I couldn't find them. There was too much growth and trees that had fallen down. But I took it upon myself, and I got permission from the family to start clearing that out. And I did it old school, like 1834 style. I had a saw and some pruning shears, and I started cutting it. And I talked to one of the descendants. His name was Owen Gleaves. He's 74 years old. Owen lives in Mount Juliet. And he said, Dave, if anybody gives you any trouble at all, you just tell them you have permission from the family to work in that cemetery. And my 3rd day out there clearing, the new owners came by and said, what are you doing? I said, well, I'm clearing this cemetery for the family. They said, well, we own this whole lot now. We're going to put a big old plaza in here, and we're looking for a way to move this cemetery, and if you could help. And I went, I don't think so. This guy's been here for 190 years. I think he deserves to stay here. So we got the family behind it. And Owen told me, he said, if you can make it back to the old oak tree, Mary Wolford's buried there. We don't know her connection to the family, but that was the first marked grave I found. And then there was another one, Aunt Nancy. We found her grave. You couldn't even get to it. It was trees fallen. It was broken in 3 spots. But as I started clearing this thing, I found 34 other graves. There were field stones, all unmarked. So there's a lot of songs that came out. There's one called Absalom, which is I'm going to release in September 17th, because the very next day he'll have been there 190 years. But I was still puzzled about Absalom. Why would you name your kid Absalom, right? So one day I Googled Absalom. What does it mean? And this was shocking. It meant Father of Peace. And you know what's cool about that? In Absalom Gleaves' day, he was the county magistrate of that area in Davidson County. And I thought, cool, man. The Father of Peace was the justice of the peace in my area. So the lovely Jessica Nixon and I wrote this song. Do we need this righteous pride? Aren't we searching for the same light to shine? There's got to be some common ground. That all this talking just goes round and round in circles going nowhere. We reach out and no one's there. We all need a hand to hold.
true beacon of hope. Could you send down your angels, Lord, and teach us to be able to love each other even when we disagree? Oh, help us, please, Father of peace. Aren't we tired of the fight? Why must we always have to choose a side and be right? We create the storms we're in, and then we cry because the dark clouds win. We let our hearts turn to stone. We stand together but alone, and we all need a hand to hold. A true beacon of hope. Send down your angels, Lord, and teach us to be able to love each other even when we disagree. Help us, please, Father of peace. We all need a hand to hold. True beacon of hope. Would you send down your angels, Lord, and teach us to be able to love each other even when we disagree? Oh, help us, please, Father of peace of you. Father of peace.
So this next song that I'm gonna sing to y'all, it's called Rush. And one thing I realized over the last 2 years is that when we are in hard times or coming out of hard times, it's easy to want to just get to the other side quickly. But sometimes things take a process to do. Healing takes a process. And honestly, sometimes I think God uses those things, uses that time to be able to strengthen us and build character in us. So this is Rush. Here I am, God, in this moment. I don't know how much more I can take. Will you take this heart that's broken and help me bend so I will not escape? This road has brought me trouble. Oh, help me not to rush, help me to be strong. Bring me through the chaos of my life song. I don't wanna rush, I don't wanna rush, no. Why does it feel like the clock stopped ticking? Lord, you know I just want to move on. Would this night be any different? If only I could see the break of dawn. This world has brought me trouble. Oh, help me not to rush, help me to be strong. Bring me through the chaos of my life song. I don't wanna rush, I don't wanna rush, no. Help me not to rush, help me to be strong. Bring me through the chaos of my life song. I don't wanna rush, I don't wanna rush, no. God, you know I
fallen down so many times as times before. Try to run this course all on my own without you as my source. God, you know I've fallen down so many times as times before. Times before. God, you know I've fallen down so many times as times before. Try to run this course all on my own without you as my source. God, you know I've fallen down so many times as times before. Yes, times before. Oh, 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 help me not to rush. Help me to be strong. Bring me through the chaos of my life song. Oh, help us not to rush. Help us to be strong. Bring us through the chaos of our life songs. I don't wanna rush. I don't wanna rush, no. Help us not to rush. Help us to be strong. Bring us through the chaos of our life song. I don't wanna rush. I don't wanna rush, no.
So, this next song that I wrote actually only a couple weeks ago. So this is my first time performing it. But I wrote this song about a couple different friendships, and it's kind of just about how, you know, sometimes friendships they become like distanced, or friends might just like leave, you know, things like that. And I wrote this song about someone in my life who I feel like only like wants to be friends when it's convenient, or when, you know, when other people are around. And this song is called I Didn't Mean It. One-sided street, our eyes finally meet, and you don't even look half bad. Behind the scenes, you're still talking to me, but your words kinda make me sad. 'Cause it doesn't even bother you how none of what I say is true. I guess it's more convenient to pretend like you don't even remember how close we were last September, when you said the movie's better at the end. Half-hearted smiles will talk for a while, but I can't even look at your face. So I'll stare at the towels while I stay in denial that you found someone to take my place. After you left me in the kitchen in a terrible condition, I guess that's when conviction started screaming and kicking. I realized you never meant it when you swore to God you didn't know how you could live your life without me in it. I'm not trying to be happy, I'm just trying to be happier. And you just trade me till I'm empty, then tell me I'm not worth the work. I don't wanna shout and I don't wanna scream, but sometimes when I'm with you I do things I didn't mean. You once told me that you loved me, but I'm not sure you meant those words. One-sided fights, I wasted my time saying things that I'd already said. But then I realized that the you in real life wasn't the same as the you in my head. My head was nicer, she was kinder, and I actually liked her, 'cause she always gave me better than what I deserved. And she never was too busy to catch up over coffee, and she loved me even when I was my worst. I'm not trying to be happy, I'm just trying to be happier. But you just drain me till I'm empty, then tell me I'm not worth the work. And I don't wanna shout and I don't wanna scream, but sometimes we do things that we didn't mean. You once told me that you loved me, but I don't think you meant those words. I go now that you're gone? How do I know where I went wrong? How do I write this in a song? In a song. And what should I say when people ask? Should I tell them I'm happy that you left? Should I tell them I'm sad and I want you back? Do I want you back? And how do I sleep at night when it's cold? And how do I learn to live alone? And how do I love when you're the only love I've ever known? The only love I've ever known. I'm not trying to be happy, I'm just trying to be happier. But you just drain me till I'm empty and tell me I'm not worth the work. And I don't want to shout and I don't want to scream, but I know if I don't, then you won't hear a thing. You once told me that you love me, but I know you don't mean those words. I once told you that I loved you.
Wow. Some great lines and rhymes there. Wow, EJ, that's fantastic. What a great voice. Both these ladies have tremendous voices, don't you think? Amazing writers. Man. Well, I was in the studio late last night working on my new project, which, as I told you, is called Absalom. By the way, if you go to GoFundMe, the Absalom Project, we're trying to raise money to save that, make that cemetery stay right where it is. So if you could be so kind. So the new CD will be out hopefully by the end of the year. That means the old CD's now on sale. And Patty has a few copies. They're just $5 for 6 songs. And that's better than iTunes, right? From that album, which is called Or Something Like That. How many baseball fans out there? Anybody like baseball? Oh, man. I can't go to bed at night till I find out how my team did. And I'm going to share a song about a boy and his bat. They was hanging down at Miller's Sporting Goods. 60 inches of 30 inches of solid wood. And 60 would have been a big bat. 30 inches of solid wood they turned down on a lathe. Signed by the late, great Willie Mays. And it was like no other. And it found its way to me. Underneath our Christmas tree, I was 8 years old. And I'd beg Santa Claus, oh, and my mother. See, I had a dream and it seemed so real. Bottom of the 9th at Wrigley Field, just staring down a 3 and 2 count. Bases loaded, and man, I knock it out with my Louisville Slugger. You know, I took it everywhere I went. There are nights I even slept with it. And my daddy used to laugh. His sword was attached to my shoulder. And he used to let me stay up late. Me and him would watch that game like buddies in the stands. Oh, and in my hands was that Louisville Slugger. Had this dream and it seemed so real. Bottom of the 9th at Wrigley Field, just staring down a 3 and 2 count. Bases loaded and I knock it out with
with my Louisville Slugger. Well, the big leagues they never called. And now it hangs on my son's wall, and on the end of it, that's my old Rawlings mitt. And sometimes I wonder, but the dream still seems real. Bottom of the ninth at Wrigley Field, and he is staring down a 3-2 count. Bases loaded, and I watch him knock it out with my Louisville Slugger. It was hanging down in Miller's Sporting Goods. 30 inches of solid wood they turned down on a lathe, and they burned in the name Louisville Slugger. Thank you so much. Really enjoyed playing for you tonight. Thank you. Y'all wonderful.
So this next song, I actually just released it this past Friday, and oh goodness, it's something that I started writing back in 2020 in the midst of the pandemic. And I never thought I would end up doing something with it, but this past year I had an amazing opportunity to co-write and produce with a guy named Andrew Stanton. If you're a rocker, no Disciple, he's one of the band members, and it was such a blessing to be able to work with him and put this together. And if you guys want, I have a little card over there on the merch table that if you scan the QR code, you'll get a free MP3 of the new song Safe Place. I'm only leaving that up for the next 24 hours just for you guys. The only thing I ask is go follow my Facebook or Instagram. It'll all be right there when you do the QR code. But this is Safe Place. I feel the gathering storm when silent winds they roar. Oh, hold on, y'all. I just got the chords figured out on the guitar just recently, so bear with me. Just being honest. I feel the gathering storm when silent waves they roar all around me. Dark clouds are pressing forth like tide upon the shore. God, you're by me. The seas may rage around, but you're my higher ground. Lord, you're faithful. At peace within the storm, the victory's yours. I'm gonna trust in you. Whom shall I fear? Whom shall I fear? When you put me in your safe place, safe place. Ooh. When you put me in your safe place, safe place. Ooh. You pull me out of deep dark waters. You help me fight a little bit harder. When you put me in your safe place, safe place. Ooh. I look upon your face and walk upon the waves of following your voice. And when the waters rise, all hands will lift me high. I will rejoice. God lead the way, God lead the way. When you put me in your safe place, safe place. Ooh. When you put me in your safe place, safe place. Ooh. You pull me out of deep dark waters. You help me fight a little bit harder. When you put me in your safe place, safe place. 'Cause bear with me, y'all. Sinned. Oh, I'm so sorry. We're just gonna stop stop it right there. My mind is blank, y'all. Forgive me, y'all. Thank you.
That's just how you wrote it, right?
Totally. Yes, amen.
So this last song is called What Do I Care? And it's kind of about the same thing as the last song. So I'm just gonna play it. Thought that you were better than the love I never had. And I thought your words were kinder than the ones I got from Dad. But it ended up so differently than what I had expected. I'm sorry. Thought I'd finally found someone who could care for me at all. And I thought I'd finally be someone who wasn't scared to be loved. But the second that I thought it, you said you'd had enough. I'm sorry. What do I care? I've done this all before. And what do I care? You should be easy to ignore. And were you there with open arms and every door? And why does this dream only make me miss you more? And what do I care? What do I care? Why do you think that I was special? Why do you think I was the one? I should have known that you had left me with your old family when you moved on. And when I'm thinking that we might get back together, well, I'm wrong. I'm sorry. Well, what do I care? I've done this all before. And what do I care? You should be easy to ignore. And why are you there with open arms and every door? And why does this dream only make me miss you more? And what do I care? What do I care? We both knew you were the better one. I was just a part, but we held on to it anyways until we fell apart. And I wish I'd never met you, could have saved me all this pain. But I know that if you asked me, I would do it all again. It's the same old story, but a different face. I trust somebody, then they run away. But you're not like the rest, you're in my head all the time. And I want you back, but you were never mine. So what do I care? I've done this all before. And what do I care? You should be easy to ignore. And why are you there with open arms and every door? And why does this dream only make me miss you more? And what do I care? What do I care? Why do I care?
It's
Ladies and gentlemen, wasn't that amazing? Dave Lenahan, ladies and gentlemen. Chris Storia and E.J. Pope. Y'all did amazing. That was really good.
You're too kind. Thank you.
Good moments. You know, I didn't hear supercalifragilisticexpialidocious come out of your mouth, but that's okay. Maybe next time. You know, you can't always have all those new songs in your back pocket. So, where do we find you, Dave?
I'm on all the socials, and if you find me on TikTok, especially, and Facebook, we've got videos of the whole cemetery clearing thing going on, so you can catch up with what we're doing out there. So yeah, find me if you would. Love to have you as a friend.
All right, Christoria, where do we find you?
You can find me at TikTok, Instagram, Facebook at Christoria Music.
Awesome.
All right. EJ.
Well, you can't find me about anywhere, but one of these days I'll be.
One of these days.
One of those places I'll be there someday.
Okay. But I'm sure that y'all are going to stick around and y'all can say hi and congratulations, love your music. How do I find you? I think you brought some CDs, I think.
Some CDs, yeah.
Did you bring some things?
some cards.
Yeah, some stuff. So go check them out in the back. Also in the back, go see Miss Karen. She's got a whole bunch of food over there. We want to make sure that she doesn't have to throw anything out, so make sure you stock up on your food, your beverages, some coffee. How many of y'all are feeling a little bit like, I need a pick-me-up? Okay, I hear you. It's that time. I think she's got decaf too, by the way. And then there is a box on the other side of the table over there to donate if you would like to support 19 Miles and Franklin First United Methodist Church to keep things like this going on. We're going to take a short intermission, and Regie Hamm. Regie Hamm, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back here at the 19 Miles stage. So talk amongst yourselves, go spend some money, and enjoy yourself.
together. Everything's coming together. It's gonna be alright. Love is on the way today. Love is on the way. receive that love. No greater love, there's no greater love than yours. Others will let me down, but you never will. Unshakable love, that's the kind of love you have for me. Unshakable love, you love me because you made me for your glory. You delight in me. You delight in me. I'm your child. You delight in me. You delight in me. 'Cause I'm your child. Soak us, soak us. Soak us, soak us. Soak away everything that's hardened on our hearts. All the old ways of
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you'll please take your seats. These front rows are open. The pyrotechnics will not affect you, I promise. The pyrotechnics will not reach the first row. The second row maybe, so make sure you move all the way up. Is this thing on? How's everyone doing? All right, did y'all get some food? Some coffee? Some CDs? Okay. Well, I'm going to need you. Have y'all ever seen a television taping? And they have applause come in and the host starts talking? Well, if you didn't know, this is actually televised. This is live on YouTube. And you can go back and watch it. And you can make fun of me all the time, I promise. It will not hurt my feelings. Too bad. All the time. But I would like to welcome a very special guest. Tonight is a very special night for our special guest. We moved the piano all the way to the center stage into the circle just for Regie, because Regie deserves to be in the circle. He's definitely outside the box, as you'll learn. How many of y'all have seen Regie before? All right. So y'all know Regie is a dear, dear person. He's great. You can find him on social media. He's got a lot of hit songs. And tonight, we're celebrating his release of his new album, Hits Number 1, I believe is the title. He can correct me later. It's okay. We're going to call it Hits Number 1. He's got another album that's going to follow that, Hits Number 2. If you have 2 albums of hits, oh my gosh, let's hear it for Regie Hamm. All right. And this is the Q&A part of the show. We're going to ask Regie where he's from.
I'm from Nashville, Tennessee. I was born here. I'm a 5th-generation native.
Oh, my gosh.
I was born at the Baptist Hospital, and this is as far as I've gotten. So,
well, that's about 20 miles from here.
Yeah, I made it 20 miles.
Well, Regie, I've got tons of questions I could ask you.
Let's do it.
And we could talk all night.
Yeah.
We have been talking. You've been writing for a long time.
I have. Yeah.
You've written some incredible songs. I actually heard one today in the store. We won't say which one. It may have been on American Idol. I heard it today in Publix.
Oh, awesome.
Right. So, cha-ching. Every time you hear it, cha-ching.
What am I doing here, man? I've got money to burn.
Speaking of money to burn, if y'all have some money, after the show, Regie has a table with some merchandise. We'll plug it at the end too, but make sure don't let him leave with anything except a pocket full of cash, okay? Okay?
I'm 100% on board with this. I'm excited about this.
So Regie, I'm just going to shut up and let you talk and let you play some songs. Would y'all like to hear him play some songs?
Yeah, you want me to play some songs?
Only the Black Keys, okay?
Okay, that's all I know how to play anyway. One day they say the land's gonna break and fall into the sea, but not today. No, not today. They say it's gonna be the end of the line for folks like you and me, but not today. No, not today. Today I'm gonna follow this heart of mine, out of the moon, sing in the sunshine, while it's still burning on my skin. I kiss my babies, love my wife, get every minute I can out of this life, just in case I don't make it back again. They say we're all gonna live in peace. They say we're all gonna live as one, but not today. No, not today. They say we won't need God no more. They say we won't need His crucified Son, but not today. No, no, not today. Today I'm gonna gonna follow this heart of mine out at the moon, singing the sunshine while it's still burning on my skin. Yeah, gonna kiss my babies, love my wife, get every minute I can out of this life, just in case I don't make it back again. And the world ain't slowing down, it's spinning me around. Oh, yeah. That's okay, 'cause every day's a new revolution. Well, some say it's gonna end in fire, some say it's gonna end in ice, but not today. Oh, not today. Yeah, and that'll be the end of war and peace and love and life, but not today. No, not today. Today I'm gonna follow this heart of mine, howl at the moon, sing the sunshine while it's still burning on my skin. Yeah, gonna kiss my babies, love my wife, get every minute I can out of this life, just in case I don't make it back again. Well, one day they say the land's gonna break and fall into the sea, but not today. No, not today. Larry, a little bit more of me in there would be great, man. I appreciate it. This is my son's favorite song. Of mine. And you'll hear why in a minute. 18 in a wedding dress, with cake on her face and her veil was a mess. Before she taught me to walk or took me in my bed, pictures of people I love. Summer day up at Saginaw Ridge, we all got crazy and jumped off that bridge. It still comes to life hanging there on the fridge, pictures of people I love. Pack up, move on, in the blink of an eye and a flash and it's gone. We can't stand still, we try to go back but we never will. I just hope that I've taken enough pictures of people I love. Sun coming up over Hurricane Bay, that look in your eyes as the dawn met the day. That was the moment you swept me away, pictures of people I love. Time flies, moves on, blink of an eye and a flash and it's gone. We can't stand still, we try to go back but we never will. I just hope that I've taken enough pictures of people I love. Yeah. Some are washed out, some were worn, out of focus and slightly torn, faded colors in black and white, but it's my life, and this is why this is my son's favorite song of mine. Baby boy, born last night, a miracle caught in a moment just right. That's him, wrapped in your arms, what a beautiful sight, pictures of people I love. Time flies, moves on, in the blink of an eye and a flash and it's gone. We can't stand still. We try to go back, but we never will. I just hope that I've taken enough pictures of people I love. Pictures of people I love. I hope we've all taken enough pictures of people I love. I hope I've taken enough.
My son used to love that song when he was little. He was, I had him in my arms in the studio when I was recording that vocal. I know, right? So he used to love to sing that song with me, and now he's 17 and he has a girlfriend, and he's not here tonight because he's driving somewhere. So he's learned to drive, and if we can teach him how to put gas in the car, we will have completed the circle. So what are you doing here on a Tuesday night, seeing this guy play the piano who doesn't have sleeves on his shirt, and who am I? I'm in therapy trying to figure that out, and when I figure it out, I'll let you know. But I was asked once in an interview, hey, where does your style come from? And I was like, I've got a style? That's pretty cool. And so I realized pretty early on, I got to find an answer to that question, because I have no idea. And then I thought about it, and I thought, well, okay, there's one night in my life that I can point to and go, okay, that's kind of the defining point of my life musically. I was 7 years old, and my father is a preacher. My grandfather was a preacher. Look, I was raised by a preacher who was raised by a preacher who was married to a preacher who was raised by a preacher. That's, when I talk about therapy, that's what I'm talking about. And so when I was 7 years old, we lived in Macon, Georgia. We lived in the basement of a church. They had apartments they'd built in the basement of this large church that my dad worked at. And so we lived in this little two-bedroom apartment down there. And one night, my brother and me, is that the way it is? And the babysitter, okay? The babysitter was only 10. So we all conspired to stay home from church and listen to the new Elton John record that had just come out. It was the greatest hits record. It's the one with him in the white suit, there with the cane. And yes, I'm old. I'm very old. This shows you how old I am. This one's going out to the people who are 40 and over. If you're under 40, you're not going to have any idea what I'm about to do. Just hang on and just assume it's great, okay? Just tell your friends it was great. But so we did. We sold it. We sold the lie that we were not feeling well and we needed to stay home and sit in the basement and crank up our Elton John records while they were upstairs, literally upstairs, having church. And yeah. And the night went something like this. I'm remembering as much as I can, but it went something like this. We used to sing. You guys, anybody here remember Andre Crouch? Remember Andre Crouch songs? I see some hands. And he wrote a bunch of songs that we used to sing in church, and we would start with, usually we would start with, soon and very soon, we are going to see the King. Soon and very soon, we are going to see the King. Soon and very soon, we are going to see the King. Hallelujah, hallelujah, we are going to see the King. And we were like downstairs.
Hey kids, say get loose together. The spotlight's hitting something that's been known to change the weather. We'll kill the fatted calf tonight, so stick around. Kind of a weird lyric. Yeah, we're gonna hear electric music, solid walls of sound. Ooh, can you ride it? Have you seen them yet? Oh, they're so spaced out. Benny and the Jets. Ooh, with the weird and the wonderful. I bet she's really keen. She's got electric boots, a mohair suit. You know I read it in a magazine. Benny and the no more crying there. We are going to see the king. No more crying there. We are going to see the king. No more crying there. We are going to see the king. Hallelujah, hallelujah. We're going to see the electric boots, a mohair suit. You know I read it in a magazine. Benny and the Jets. And Dad was probably like, and I know my father, this was now a war, baby. So they went to page 305 in the Blue Book. Some glad morning when this life is over, I'll fly away to a land on God's celestial shore. I'll fly away. You can sing it with me. I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away. When I die, hallelujah, by and by, I'll fly away. Get back, honky cat, you better get back to the woods, 'cause I'm missing the way and my redneck way, yeah. Change is gonna be good. I said, get back, honky cat, you better get back to the woods, 'cause I miss those days and my redneck way, yeah. Ooh, change is gonna be good. Yeah, I'll fly away, oh glory, I'll fly away. When I die, hallelujah, by and by, I'll fly away. They won round two. But if it really got down to it, we were Pentecostal, you know, we were just like this close to handling snakes. So we handled gerbils, which was, I don't think it had the same impact, but it's safer. I'm just telling you, it's safer. But so when we needed to pull out and, you know, pull out the spirit, man, and get the people running in the aisles and all that stuff that I was raised doing. So if somebody takes off running, it won't be a thing to me at all. Like, I'll be like, oh, okay, I got you. There's this old gospel song that they had kind of vamped up. My family had kind of vamped up. And we kind of did it in a little bit of a rock and roll way. And it was a little bit progressive for those days, but they would probably pull that out, you know, when we needed it. And especially when we needed to be louder than Elton John downstairs. And it was like, I have good news to bring, and that is why I sing all the joy with you I like to share. I'm gonna take a trip in the good old gospel ship. Go sailing, sailing through the air. I'm gonna take a trip in the good old gospel ship. I am going far beyond the skies. Yeah, I'm gonna shout and sing until all heaven rings, and I'm bidding this old world goodbye. And downstairs we were like, Saturday, 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 Saturday night's alright. Saturday, 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 Saturday. I'm gonna shout and sing until all heaven rings, and I'm bidding this old world goodbye. That's about it right there. Yeah, I got in a lot of trouble that night. And I am not kidding. We got in a lot of trouble. But that was kind of me, man. Just sort of raised, with one foot in sacred world and one foot in absolute pagan world. And I, kind of grew that way, and was raised singing in church, and then I would go, play in rock bands at night or on weekends, and tried to somehow make all that work together. I finally left the family band and graduated from high school-ish, and went to 1 year of college. 1 year of college where I carried a solid 2.0 grade point average. Yeah. And by the time that 1 year of college was over, I was on about 3 different kinds of probation, and it was not good. I was not what they call college material. So I left college and came to Nashville, back to my home, and started working in publishing companies and writing songs and working in studios, and just trying to figure out what my life could be. And that's when I started having hit songs in Christian music. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with Christian music here in Franklin, Tennessee. But in the early 90s, in the early to mid to late 90s, I started having some hit songs in that industry. I had a number one song, my first number one song, and it's on the record we're talking about. We're kind of using this as an excuse to have like the launch party of the number ones, volume 1, and I appreciate that. I figured it was time to do this because it's my versions of these songs that other people did, and I figured it's time to do this because literally the more of these songs I do, the more blank faces I see in the crowd, and I realize these songs are older than most of the people in the crowd. They don't remember them. I did this song in Ohio, and this guy thought he was being real, generous, and he said, "Man, that's my grandmother's favorite song." You're not your mom's? No, it's my grandmother's favorite song. You're not your mom's favorite song? It's your grandmother's favorite song? This was recorded by a guy named Clay Cross. I surrender all my silent hopes and dreams. Though the price to follow cost me everything, I surrender all human soul desire, sacrifice required that all my kingdoms fall. I surrender all.
that song was number one in March of 1994, and I had a number one song every 6 months for the next 8 years. And thank you. I didn't plan it that way. Trust me. I just happened to be, in the right place at the right time. I had a request. I just thought about this. The college that I went to, I did write the theme song for that college, and I wrote this. I guess I was 16 maybe when I wrote this song, and I came to college and I performed it, and it became the theme song. And a friend of mine I went to college with is here tonight. Sent me a text and said, "Hey, would you sing Let Love Abound?" And I'm like, if I can remember it, but I'm going to do the chorus of the first big song I had, and it was when the college I went to used my song as their theme song. Let's see. I don't know if I do it in that key. I've played this song in almost 40 years. So, yeah. Let love abound, let love abound. Of 2 or 3 of God's people are found. Let love abound, let love abound. Jesus lives in you, let love abound. Boy, that sounds like we need to hear that today, huh? James, that's all I remember of that song. So, yeah, thanks. So, it gave me the confidence to think, oh, of course I can go to Nashville and write songs. Of course, the college used the song, So that started me on this journey of just kind of being in the world of songwriting. I wrote songs for, let's see, you guys might remember, there was a group called Point of Grace. Anybody remember Point of Grace? Shall we gather at the river of forgiveness, come together at the waters of love. If I remember Point of Grace, flowing like a fountain from the mercy giver. Shall we gather at the river, gather at the river. Let me see if I can do it right this time. Shall we gather at the river of forgiveness, come together at the waters of love, flowing like a fountain from the mercy giver. Shall we gather at the river? Oh, gather at the river. Gather at the river, yeah. Gather at the river. Yeah. Un lugar celestial, just a little bit of heaven sent from up above. Un lugar, Jackie Velasquez, celestial, in the presence of my Father, holds me in His love. That's un lugar celestial. I have been there. I know what pain is all about. I have been there, Mark Schultz, and I'm standing with you now. I have been there, and I came to build a bridge so this road would lead you home, yeah. Yeah, I've been there. Let's see, what else? What other songs did I write? These are all on the record. You can get it all on Spotify or Apple or wherever you steal your music these days. I'm kidding. That's a conversation for another day. Anybody ever heard of Avalon? The glory of the blood, the beauty of the body that was broken for our forgiveness, the glory of His perfect love is the heart of the story, the glory of the blood. I was on the phone with a guy, a friend of mine. We were talking about how I wanted to get out of Christian music, and I just found myself on the treadmill of just writing, song after song. I really wanted to be an artist. I didn't want to write songs for other people. And I said to him, man, I don't know, especially Christian music, you're writing about one subject. And I said, I don't know how many more songs like this I've got. I mean, it essentially comes down to a man dying on a cross, saving the world. I got to call you back. And it comes down to a man dying on a cross, saving the world, rising from the dead, doing what He said He would do, just loving everyone He saw. When it's said and done, it all comes down to a man dying on a cross, saving the world. Saving the world. I'm going to show you guys something real quick. So they say that amateurs borrow, professionals steal, baby. I'm feeling all right. I'm feeling too good myself. Yeah, I'm feeling all right. I'm not feeling too good myself. I just said, comes down to a man dying on a cross, saving the world, rising from the dead, doing what He said He would do. Just loving everyone He saw. When it's said and done, it all comes down to a man dying on a cross. I'm feeling all right. Yeah, I'm feeling all right. And that's how you steal a song. I know this is going out on YouTube, and I've done this before, and I fully expect to get served one day. Steve Winwood. But you can't copyright a chord change. So anyway, I in 2000, right around 2000, 2001, I took all my marbles that I had collected as a songwriter and a producer and said, I don't want to do this really. I never really wanted to do this. I want to go make my own record and be my own artist. And so I took a bunch of my own money and went in the studio and hired a bunch of amazingly talented people to help me make a solo record that had absolutely no plan for what to do with it afterwards. But I was kind of running from my past. I was kind of running from, desperately running from, what I considered the ghetto of Christian music. I wanted to be in the bigger ocean out there of I didn't want to be known as a Christian music songwriter. I just want to be known as a songwriter. And I wanted to be a storyteller, and I had a certain thing I wanted to do and say and be. And so I took a big swing, and I did the thing that nobody should ever do. And I'm telling you, if you work in any industry, don't do this. I called all my clients and said, hey, I'm not doing this anymore. Don't do that. That's a really bad idea, just to let you guys know. So they took me at my word, and I just jumped, took a flying leap and made this record. And in it's like around 2002, it came to the attention of Universal Records, and I was signed as kind of an experiment with Nashville and New York with Universal Music, which at the time they were the largest, I think they still are, maybe the largest record label in the world. And I had a song that went out, and suddenly it was in the charts, it was on the pop charts. And it was in, on the Billboard Hot 100. It was, I think, at number 16 or something. And at the same time that was happening, my wife and I, who had been trying to have children and we couldn't have our own biological children, got a call that we'd been chosen to be the parents of a little girl in China. And so the listening party for my first record was on March 18th, 2003, and 3 days later, March 21st, we were supposed to be on a plane flying to China to adopt her. The title cut of that record was called American Dreams, and there was a kind of a dream theme in that record. And my daughter's Chinese name is Sing Mung, which means new dreams. And so I had no idea about any of that when I wrote this song. But this was the kind of stuff I wanted to do, you know.
Charlie O'Conley, Mary and her son, followed the Hudson Bay tide and found Ellis Island in 1901. They found him a young Irish bride. He worked in a sweat house for 10 cents a day to pay for the children she bore. And Dublin was more than a lifetime away. The pipes weren't calling no more, 'cause he was locked up and tangled in poverty's chains. But a red Celtic river ran hot through his veins. The new world was nothing but factory steam. But Charlie was dreaming American dreams. Oh, Marcus Jackson in South Birmingham, digging another cold grave. A poor black-skinned orphan of old Uncle Sam, son of a slave. He makes a small living burying bones of those who don't care for his kind. Surrounded by manicured gray granite stones, but Marcus has life on his mind. And he can feel every rhythm, he can hear every ghost of the ebony men from the Ivory Coast, a long-lost descendant of African kings. But Marcus is dreaming American dreams. Oh, you can play any tune, you can walk on the moon. It's all up to you, any dream can come true. Oh, 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 oh. Is this a rock and roll heaven with flying machines? The whole world is dreaming American dreams. American dreams.
Apropos for the 4th of July, right? We hope we got that dream still, don't we? These days it's who knows. Yeah, so we we kind of dropped everything. We went to China to adopt this little girl. And when we got there, they handed us a little girl with one of the rarest genetic disorders on the planet. They didn't know it. We didn't know it. And it took 5 years to get a diagnosis. But everything from that moment, from the moment we had her in our arms, changed. And it completely, changed the trajectory of my life and my wife's life and our whole family and my career and all of the stuff that comes with that. And came back home. When I left Nashville, I was the toast of the town. And I had people calling me from New York, literally saying these words. I'll never forget these words. The whole world is about to have Regie Hamm fever. As it turns out, it was going to be much later, and it was COVID. But they didn't get Regie Hamm fever. I tried to bring it back from China, and I just couldn't do it. That's a really bad joke. I'm sorry about that. I apologize to you for that. That was not good. But when I left, all that was happening. When I got back, I was supposed to open for Cher on Cher's farewell tour, which is like 3 farewell tours ago. But supposed to open for the Goo Goo Dolls, which they were, for you youngsters, they were a rock band back in the day that was pretty good. And I thought, this is it. This is what I was, destined for. But as it turns out, I was destined to be Isabella's dad. And, yeah, you can give my daughter applause. Absolutely. But, you do the stuff. You never see your life falling apart. You think, oh, okay, well, I just got to right the ship a little bit. I get back to Nashville. Everything had ended. My song had been dropped from the radio. The tour dates had all canceled. And just get with your managers, and you're like, okay, well, we just need to do this, and we need to do this, and we need to do this, and you think you can fix it, and you just get up every day and with positivity, and so I kept doing records, and I kept people have talked with me in interviews and podcasts. Oh, you gave up your career. I didn't give anything up. It left me. I continued to chase it. I kept trying to do the thing, and so no, it was not a heroic step aside at all. I to this day, like, I still think I've got a show tonight. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, right here at 19 Miles to the Music Row. But I did this. So I, a few years ago, put this record out called "On an Island." I've got some of them back there, and I had written a song with this guy in a Southern rock band. And we were trying to come up with some kind of Southern Gothic thing that involved like a traveling preacher / snake oil salesman and tent revivals and all of that stuff. And I'm like, bro, I know all about this. I've played in tents. Anybody here ever been to a tent meeting? Because I played in them. Yeah, I've played in tents. Us and the gerbils, man, and... So we came up with this. He comes rolling in with a sideshow grin about once a year. He's got a tent and a truss and an old school bus packed full of gear. Guitars and drums and all that tonic that he makes. Big-haired ladies, Christmas lights, and a box full of rattlesnakes. He looks kind of weird in that Jesus beard and cowboy hat, but he can sling the word of God around like a baseball bat. Oh, he brings down brimstone, pounds the pulpit like a pro. It's a preaching, praying, singing, shouting, traveling show. If you're lost and lonely, they're here for one night only. When hell's bells are ringing in the background, he sells the things that bring the noise down.
with snake oil dripping from both hands. He's got white fire burning on the main stage, a black choir, the devil's in a bird cage. Praise the Lord and pass a coffee can. Yeah, for Brother Jake Johnson and the Holy Smoke Doodah Band. Y'all been there? Well, he can get you saved and sanctified and on your way. I'll move you right on through the line, cause he's got bills to pay. Oh, they leave them laying out in the aisles from coast to coast, with the rock and roll revival and the funky Holy Ghost. It's stronger than magic pills. Listen, don't forget your dollar bills, cause hell's bells are ringing in the background. He sells the things that bring the noise down, with snake oil dripping from both hands. He's got white fire burning on the main stage, a black choir, the devil's in a bird cage. Praise the Lord and pass a coffee can. Yeah, for Brother Jake Johnson and the Holy Smoke Doodah Band. Likes to hang out at the altar with the girl in the tight red halter. He likes cigars and 7 and 7. He's found the lost highway to heaven. Yeah. God will always hear your plea, but the gas ain't cheap, so the show ain't free. I said, hell's bells are ringing in the background. He sells the things that bring the noise down, with snake oil dripping from both hands. Yeah. He got white fire burning on the main stage, a black choir, the devil's in a bird cage. Praise the Lord and pass a coffee can. Yeah, for Brother Jake Johnson and the Holy Smoke Doodah Band. Brother Jake Johnson and the Holy Smoke Doodah Band. Yeah. Brother Jake Johnson and the Holy Smoke Doodah Band. That's kind of how I was raised a little bit. You guys mind if I take a minute and do a new song? Nobody's heard these. I got a couple songs I've been wanting to do. My buddy Galen and Peggy are here with me tonight. Galen Bell has been my best friend since we were 10 years old. And so, 10 years. 10 years we've been best friends. Okay, 20 years we've been best friends. Anyway, so we were driving over here, and he said, hey, what are you excited about doing tonight? And I was like, man, I think I want to do a new song that nobody's ever heard, and I think I'd be excited about doing that if you guys are interested, if I haven't... And kind of coincides with what I'm talking about with my daughter, and my son, my wife. If you ever really love somebody, and I mean really love them, and you give yourself to them, it's going to be tragic, man. It don't all work out. It ends horribly, because you got to say goodbye eventually. And everything you think is right is going to be wrong. Everything you think is wrong is going to be right. And there's a lot of tears that come with love, you know? And that's kind of what this song is about, I think. My hands are cold, but my heart's on fire. Solid ground or the highest wire, it's all the same in this helpless desire for you. safe and sound while I'm lost at sea. Nothing changed while I'm running free. In the darkness I finally see something true. Tell me, why am I up so high but falling? Why am I terrified but all in? Why does love ache? Why do you make a mess of me? It's a beautiful tragedy. Shake like a leaf while I'm hero strong. Ain't nothing right, ain't nothing wrong. Yeah, there's no way out, and I'm finally home in the wildest blue. Tell me, why am I up so high but falling? Why am I terrified but all in? Why does love ache? Why do you make a mess of me? It's a beautiful tragedy. It's coming together while it's coming apart. I'm seeing forever before I'm seeing it start. I'm finding myself while I'm losing myself in you. Yeah. Tell me, why am I up so high but falling? Why am I terrified but all in? Why does love ache? Why do you make a mess of me? Yeah, yeah, a fool can see it's a beautiful tragedy. It's a beautiful tragedy.
I'll do another new one. Are you guys okay for another new one? And these songs, like I said, I've never played them for anybody. I think I played this one on social media a couple of years ago. You might be able to see this. I got a great scar right here. And a couple of years ago, I was taking my dog out at midnight, February 4th, 2022. And there had been an ice storm the night before. And I did not realize that the top step of our deck was black ice. So I was going to run down in the yard with him. And I flew up like Home Alone villain style, you know, and landed on my left humerus and broke it in half. And so they had to put a plate in there and 8 pins and all of that. And people kept telling me, man, you're going to have a great scar. And then I kept getting the joke all the time, hey, dude, chicks dig scars, you know. And after I heard that about 80 times, I was like, man, has there ever been a song called Chicks Dig Scars? Because I'm hearing this a lot. And so I started working on this song and instantly realized that I wish I had a better story behind my broken arm. You know, I wish it had been a bar fight or, you know, saving someone's life, or I was taking my dog to pee. And this is where this song came from. Chicks dig scars, the ones with a story, where you went and sucked up the pain and you went for the glory. And even if you didn't touch the stars, keep on reaching. Chicks dig scars.
Chicks dig scars, the ones that are tender, that tore you to pieces, but they help you remember to talk to her gently. Hold her hard like some kind of diamond. Chicks dig scars. She's got to know you've been to battle. Yeah, you ain't easy to rattle. If you cut or break it, you can take it. You ain't prone to leaving. She's got to know that you're a healer. And if her heart's broke, you can feel her. She wants to see the truth, some living proof of something she can believe in. Chicks dig scars. If they made you stronger and they turned the boy not a boy any longer, but they're turning you into the man you are, then keep on bleeding. Chicks dig scars. She's got to know you've been to battle, and you ain't easy to rattle. And if you cut or break it, you can take it. Yeah, you ain't prone to leaving. She's got to know that you're a healer. And if her heart's broke, you can feel her. She wants to see the truth, some living proof of something she can believe in. Chicks dig scars. Chicks dig scars. Chicks dig scars. The cold world gave you. Sometimes they float down from Venus to save you. If you're lucky enough to find life on Mars, then maybe you should let her kiss and make it better. Yeah, you will if you're smart, man. Chicks dig scars. Chicks dig scars.
Well, I'll kind of wrap it up, guys. Thanks for hanging with me. Oh, yeah. Can I do a couple more songs? We finally got a diagnosis for my daughter. My daughter has something called Angelman syndrome. She's missing a piece of her 15th maternal chromosome. And she's nonverbal. And she'll probably be with us the rest of our lives. She's also maybe the best person I've ever known in my life. You know, she's, yeah. No, you can clap for me. You can always clap for my daughter. Yeah. And when she was about 2.5, maybe 3, she was, you go through a grieving process. If you have anybody in your life with special needs as they age, you go through a little bit of a grieving process and realize you have to come to the realization of what it is, what it's not going to be, the realization of what it is and what it's not going to be. And I was doing that. I was in the process of that. Realized I'm probably never going to drop her off at college. I'm probably never going to walk her down an aisle. May not ever talk to her. So it's kind of rolling down the hill backwards with all that. And she was little, and I realized that the life that we had ahead of us was going to be difficult. And particularly the life she had ahead of her was going to be difficult. And I was recovering from a surgery, and I get hurt a lot. I guess you guys realize that. And I was in bed taking pain pills, watching the History Channel. And I'm telling you, if you can do that, that is awesome. That's like the way to go. And I was watching a special on the Leaning Tower of Pisa, and I mean, I was glued to it. You know what I'm saying? Like I was not just, it wasn't just on in the background. I was like riveted, and shows you how exciting I am. And the guy, one of the guys I interviewed said, you know, we got buildings like this all over Italy, but they're straight and they're not damaged. This thing is really falling, and they have to prop it up every year, and eventually it's going to fall over. But it became a wonder of the world because of its damage. And I was like, oh my gosh, and cried for 3 days and wrote this song. So this goes out to anybody who thinks you're not cool. The thing that that you think makes you uncool might be the very thing that makes you cool.
If that tower wasn't leaning in Pisa, it'd be just one more stack of fine cut up stone. If it wasn't going under, well, it wouldn't be wonder. I say, leave something beautiful alone. Mona Lisa is almost smiling at something. Why she never laughed out loud, Da Vinci only knows. But after all these seasons, I guess a girl's got her reasons. I say, leave something beautiful alone. Don't move a muscle, don't change a thing. You're looking just about perfect in this light. You're my favorite work of art, and you don't need no doctorate. Oh, when you think you look all wrong, you still make me feel alright. It's like that baby with his hands all in the icing. He loves to get it everywhere. He loves to put it on. So before he knows he's dirty, scared, uptight, and 30, I say, leave something beautiful alone. Yeah. Don't you move a muscle, don't you change a thing. You're looking just about perfect in this light. You're my favorite work of art, and you don't need no doctorate. Oh, when you think you look all wrong, baby, you still make me feel alright. So let all the cowboys keep on riding them fences. Let all the prodigals keep coming back home. Let the world keep turning. My love for you keeps burning. And I say, leave something beautiful alone. I say, leave something beautiful alone.
You know, by 2008 or so, I was kind of out of the music business. I left the industry that I had some success in. My artist career had kind of floundered a little bit. Nobody was calling me to make records or play shows or whatever, and so I was trying to, just figure out what the next move was, what the next step was. And there was a show on television called American Idol. I don't know if you guys, it was in all the papers. And so they had a couple of years, they had a songwriting competition. I aged out of the show a long time ago, but they had a songwriting competition for a couple of years, and a friend of mine won it in 2007. And my wife was, my daughter was hooked on this show because she loved the bad singers. And when the singers got better, she was not interested, but my wife stayed interested in the show. And I was walking through the house one day, she goes, hey, dude, she calls me dude. She said, hey, dude, they're having that songwriting competition again, and I want you to enter a song. I'd like you to enter a song in that thing. And then she said something that I'll never forget, something so sweet and tender. She said, bro, you got nothing else going on. Make me cry, sweetie. So there was a week left in the contest, and she goes, look, just, you can do it. I know you can do it. You know you can just get your butt, literally said this, get your butt in the studio and just write a song for it. And so I went down to my studio, and I was like, okay, well, how do you write one of these songs? I said, there's got to be mountains and obstacles, and if you only believe, everything will turn out right. And I was like, I don't believe that. I'm a cautionary tale. I literally don't believe that. And I started thinking about my family, my daughter, and I started thinking about my wife, and we had a newly adopted, my son had just been newly adopted, and he's from Mississippi, and we have one foreign child and one from China, and little Mississippi joke there. And anyway, he brought this like new effervescence in life into the house, and I was like, I want to write about the moment that we're in, that this is important. This is not a placeholder to something else, and I'm trying to be more present in my life and all that. If I can put all that stuff in a song that maybe one of these American Idol kids would want to sing, I don't know. And so I wrote it on a Monday. We tracked it on Tuesday. I cut the vocal on Wednesday. We mixed it on Thursday, and Friday was the deadline. I turned it in with my $10 entry fee, and I wrote 2 songs that week. And this other song was something I was much more excited about. It's all right here at Stokes Lighting Center. It's the spring sale, and if you're ever in Knoxville, Tennessee, they got pendants and lamps galore, chandeliers and so much more. It's all right here at Stokes Lighting Center. It's the spring sale, and you can clap for that. I did this story in Knoxville. I was opening for a major country artist, and there were 7,000 people in the Knoxville arena. Every rock star dreams of putting their mic out and the audience singing back their words to them. And I said, it's all right here at Stokes. And 7,000 people sang back to me, Lighting Center, it's the spring sale. That's my rock star moment right there. This should be sponsored by Stokes tonight. I've done so much free advertising for Stokes Lighting Center. Anyway, I turned that song in the same day I turned this other song in, and I was way more excited about the Stokes ad because I was actually getting paid for that. I had to spend $10 to put the other one, out. But I did what my wife asked me to do. I've been married 32 years, guys. I'm telling you right now, there's no secret to it. It's just I do what I'm told to do, exactly when I'm told to do it. I do not haggle over it. I do not argue about it. It's getting done. It's going to be me or some other dude. So So my wife asked me to write the song. I wrote the song. I did what I was told, and it got it. And so the song won. And now listen, this would be a very weird story if the song had not won. So the song wins, and then David Cook wins. I don't know if you guys remember David Cook or not, but he wins the year. And he ends up singing the song, and then it became like a really big hit, and it became this runaway thing that nobody anticipated. And I was like, I think I've got a hit song. And I was at Lowe's at 7 o'clock in the morning, and one of the guys walked by me and was humming it, and I was like, "Yep, that's a hit." And it ended up being number one for like 16 weeks. It was crazy, and they used it on all kinds of like they used it for other show finales. So You Think You Can Dance, America's Got Talent, all this stuff, and the ESPYs and the NBA Finals. And when my wife and I had been in China in 2003, they had just gotten the 2008 Olympics bid, and we got little hats in Beijing that said 2008 Olympics. And we made a pact with 6 other families on a bus. We're going to bring our daughters back here for the 2008 Olympics, reintroduce them to the land of their birth, and have a reunion here in China. And obviously, those dreams all kind of flew away, and we didn't even think about it anymore. We were, dealing with a lot of other stuff. But on the 8th day of the 8th month of the 8th year of the new millennium, they closed the opening ceremonies of the Beijing Olympic Games to this song. Yeah. So we weren't there, but our story was there, and it was like talking to 500 million people, and it ended up being Michael Phelps' theme song. Every time he won a gold medal, they played it, and he won a record number of medals that year. And Oprah Winfrey declared it the official theme song, which I think they put in stone somewhere. I think that's in the Library of Congress or something. And so I wrote a blog about that, and it went viral, as the kids say. Book publisher reached out to me and said, "Hey, we think this is a great book," and the book came out, and the great book idea, and they asked me if I could write it, and I took a shot at it and wrote the book, and it came out in 2010, and it's now we're now in negotiations for it to become a film, so they just can't, sure. Been a few years. They can't find anybody in Hollywood like good looking enough to play me, I think, is the problem. I've been waiting for my dreams to turn into something I could believe in, and looking for that magic rainbow on the horizon. I couldn't see it until I let go, gave in to love, and watched all the bitterness burn. Now I'm coming alive, body and soul, and feeling my world start to turn. And I'll taste every moment and live it out loud. I know this is the time, this is the time to be more than a name or a face in the crowd. I know this is the time, this is the time of my life, time of my life. Holding on to things that vanished into the air, left me in pieces, but now I'm rising from the ashes, finding my wings, and all that I needed was there all along, within my reach, as close as the beat of my heart. So I'll taste every moment and live it out loud. I know this is the time, this is the time to be more than a name or a face in the crowd. I know this is the time, this is the time of my life, the time of my life. And I'm out on the edge of forever, ready to run. I'm keeping my feet on the ground, my arms open wide, my face to the sun. And I'll taste every moment, live it out loud. I know this is the time, this is the time to be more than a name or a face in the crowd. I know this is the time, this is the time of my life, to be more than a name
or a face in the crowd. I know this is the time, this is the time of my life, the time of my life, the time of my life. You guys have been awesome. Thank you very much. Thank you, 19 Miles from Music Row, for having me. Thank you.
Regie Hamm, ladies and gentlemen. Who feels inspired to go home and write a song now? I mean, like legitimately. Woo! Got chills. Reggie, we would love you to sign our guitar. All right, there, y'all witnessed it. It's official, certified, or certifiable, I'm not sure. Reggie, thank you so much for being here. Now, you've got some CDs and some books back for sale.
I've got 2 CDs, not the newest one. You can get that on, like I said, Spotify, Apple Music, any of those places. But I do have the CD that's got Time of My Life on it, and then I've got the other one that's got Holy Smoke Doodah Band and some other things on it that you might like. And then I've got books, too. We've got books that have the story that you heard tonight. So come see me whether you buy anything or not, although I will like you more if you buy something. So.
You know, he's got some guns here, but, you know, he doesn't need to carry those books home. You know, they're heavy.
They are heavy. That's carrying them around. That's how you get, that's how you get.
And his trunk is a little bit smaller in his Fiat, right?
Yes.
So, Reggie, thank you for being here. You can also find you on, there's this website called Patreon, where you pay a small amount of money a month, or a whole lot of money, if you like.
Yeah, whatever you want. You can find me there. You can find me on Facebook. I'm on TikTok. I'm on Instagram. So 1G, 2 M's. Look me up. Say hi. I'd love to meet everybody. So.
All right. Give it up for Regie Hamm one more time, ladies and gentlemen. Do want to remind you, August 6th is our next rendition of 19 Miles to Music Row. Pierce Pettis will be here. He's written, according to my note here, for Dar Williams, Clara Lynch, Garth Brooks, Joan Baez. Do y'all know who Joan Baez is? All right. So make sure you're here there. I do also, being the news director at the radio station, I do want to remind you, tomorrow is a heat advisory. So if you have any addictions like Reggie does of